Shower floors are typically finished with a tiled surface. One of the most challenging tasks is creating the proper slope and tiling according to it. For sloped floors, mosaic tiles are recommended. On the other hand, for shower floors without a slope, such as when installing a shower cabin or bathtub, large format tiles can be used. The floor-based leveling can involve compacting gravel or creating a subfloor with concrete. The sides are separated from the foundation using polystyrene foam. The floor should be insulated with a thickness of no less than 15 centimeters. For A++ class buildings, 30 centimeters is required. EPS 70 polystyrene foam is used for insulation. If the building is used only occasionally, dry floors made of fiber cement boards can be installed. These will not retain cold and the floors will warm up faster in winter. Alternatively, the floor can be concreted with underfloor heating installed. A floor drain is installed where a shower is planned. The slope can be formed by shaping polystyrene foam at the factory or by molding it with a hardening mixture. Markers are used to create the slope. These are placed using a laser level, positioning them on the mixture. The laser beam indicates a consistent level throughout the room, allowing the required base height to be marked accordingly. Non-plastic mixtures are placed in between the markers. It is best to use a repair mixture that maintains stable parameters during hardening. Between the markers, we level the surface using a long trowel, adding more mixture where needed and removing excess where it's too high. Floor waterproofing is applied in multiple layers. The first layer is placed in the corners before installing the drywall walls. Once the drywall is installed, the bottom gap is filled with joint compound. After it dries, the connections are coated with waterproofing material, and fabric reinforcement is applied. Specially designed fabric pieces are used for the corners. Before tiling, it's best to cut and arrange the tiles to plan their placement. Mosaic tiles are cut using an angle grinder. Handle them carefully as glass ceramic tiles are brittle. Mosaic tiles are popular for their aesthetic appeal and are particularly suitable for shower floors. They also naturally follow the slope at joints without requiring additional cutting. However, installing mosaic tiles is more challenging compared to larger format tiles. Larger tiles are cut with a specialized tile cutter. Many diagonal cuts may be required. Adhesive is mixed with water according to the manufacturer's specified proportions, typically 1 part water to 4 to 5 parts adhesive. The mixture is prepared using a drill with a mixing attachment. Mix in 2 steps. After the first mixing, wait about 5 minutes, then mix again thoroughly. Large format tiles are currently the most popular choice. Adhesive is applied to the floor in a 2 to 20 millimeters layer, depending on the surface's levelness and the weight of the tiles. If the surface is uneven or porous, it is recommended to also apply adhesive to the back of the tile. The adhesive on the tile should be combed in a direction perpendicular to the combing direction on the floor. It's best to level the tiles using a specialized leveling system. Anchors are placed near the edges of the tile, and the next tile is positioned against these anchors. The tile is pressed down and leveled. A wedge is then inserted into the anchor, securely fixing the tile in place. If the tile is smaller, it can be cut using an angle grinder with a diamond blade. This method is also used to cut tiles into specific shapes. For pipes, holes are drilled with a hole saw, and the tiles are trimmed with a tile cutter. Since this process generates a lot of dust, it's advisable to wear disposable protective clothing and use a dust mask or respirator. Installing mosaic tiles is a bit more challenging. A layer of adhesive is applied and leveled on the floor. A slight slope can be adjusted during the tiling process. For mosaics, a notched trowel with smaller teeth is used. Once the tiles are set, they should be cleaned after about 30 minutes to an hour. After the tiles are set, the joints can be filled with grout after 24 hours. The grout should be mixed to a cream-like consistency. Once the joints are filled, the grout is cleaned off the tiles after about 30 minutes. The tiles can be walked on after 24 hours, but they can be subjected to constant load after 3 to 7 days, depending on the manufacturer's recommendations.